Hi, welcome. I'm trying to learn architecture. Today the Antirrio bridge, and after we've done that, we're gonna do Wristtraining. If you participate in Wristtraining, that is at your own risk. And I'm more or less noticing we are not completely yet learning the architecture, so if you're here for calculating something, we're just learning about the bridge. Now the Antirrio bridge, that thing is the longest multi-span cable stayed bridge, and it crosses the Rion Strait between the Pinarese Peninsula to the Greek mainland, and was opened in 2004 and directly used to carry the Olympic flame across it when the Olympic Games were in there. That is what we did in the last video. Now we're gonna go on. This is part 2. Location. The 2,830 meter long bridge dramatically improves access to and from the Peloponnese, which could previously be reached only by ferry or via the Isthmus of Corinth in the east. Well, that thing dramatically increases the possibility to come onto the peninsula. We looked at the map of that. Let's take another look at it. I said it's left not better. Let's try one more if we have here one. Yes, it's visible. No, it's not written here, but that must be the Pinarese Peninsula. That thing here. That is Greek mainland, and there seems to be no way through it from here to here. If people want to go through it by car, they have to travel down here, go on about that part here. So if you want to go there, they have to travel extremely far. And I think the bridge is there, between these 2 points there. This 2,380 meter long, so 2 kilometer long, bridge dramatically improves access to and from the Peloponnese, which could previously be reached only by a ferry or via the Isthmus of Corinth in the east. Yes, that seems to be the thing down there, the Isthmus of Corinth, or per ferry. Its width is 28 meters. It has 2 vehicle lanes per direction, an emergency lane and a pedestrian walkway. Let's take a little look here. Statistics. Daily traffic expected 11,000 vehicles per day, and the toll are for cars 15 euros. This is basically the same as US dollars or pound, probably. 15 euros. 250 for motorcycles. 36 to 78 for couches. And lorries 23 to 48. Are pedestrians free? That would be very interesting. But motorcycles are 2.50, so it can't be. No, there's already a big difference between cars and motorcycles. Cars 15, motorcycles just 2. So it would be possible if a car 15, the motorcycle 2, but the pedestrian is for free. Or if it is, it must be something around 250 or lower. But maybe you're going to look at actually up, because that would be something interesting. The thing is 2 kilometers long, 2,380 meters, and has a width of 28 meters or 30 meters, 2 kilometers long and 30 meters wide. It has 2 vehicle lanes per direction, so 2 back and 2, so 4 in total, 2 and 2, and additionally an emergency lane and a pedestrian walkway. Its 5-span 4-pylon cable stayed portion of length, 2,252, is the world's 3rd longest cable stayed deck. It's 5-span 4-pylon cable stayed portion of length. Okay, the 2,250 meters of 2,380 meters, so over 90% of the thing, is a 5-span 4-pylon cable stayed. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How do we come to 5-span? I see 4 pylons, so 4 pillars. It is the 3rd longest cable stayed deck, but the whole thing is the world's longest multi-span cable stayed bridge. No, I don't know what we count, but here's the bridge, and there are 4 of these things. only the decks of Jiaxing, Shaoxing, Seabridge in Shaoxing in China, and the Mulot Viaduct in southern France are longer, at 10 kilometers and 2 kilometers, respectively. Okay, the Shaoxing, I think it's pretty close to it. Shaoxing, Seabridge in Shaoxing in China, that's 10 kilometers long and similar build. And the Mulot Viaduct in France, that is 2.5 kilometers long in France, that's also similar build. However, as the former has a shorter length of main span, and that is the length of the main span is the most common way to rank cable-stayed bridges, as the size of the main span doesn't often correlate with the height of the towers and the engineering complexity involved in designing and constructing the bridge. Let's read on. We're going to come back. And as the latter is also supported by bearings at the pylons apart from cable stays, the Antirrio bridge, this one, deck might be considered the longest cable-stayed suspended deck in the world. Okay. The Shaoxing bridge in China has a shorter length of the main span, and the Mulot Viaduct in France is supported by bearings at the pylons apart from cable stays, and that makes the Antirrio the longest cable-stayed suspended deck in the world. If I would know what a deck is. But I think that's just what it's called on a bridge. Okay, what was the sentence here? The long sentence in the brackets. The length of the main span is the most common way to rank cable-stayed bridges. Okay, the main span, that is how we're measuring which bridge is the longest bridge. Because the Shaoxing is 10 kilometers long, that's 4 times as long as the Antirrio. But we're looking for the main span. As the size of the main span does often correlate with the height of the towers. Okay, these towers are in the middle. And the main span correlates with that size, these towers here. Short in time. And the engineering complexity involved in designing and constructing a bridge. Okay, what we mean is a bridge can be 100 kilometers long if it's just very easy, always with pillars. That is not how we're measuring the whatever. We measure it by the main span from decks, because that makes it more complex. We're going to come back to that sentence in the next part. We will continue in the next part. Maybe we will look until then up actually pedestrians are free. If you are here for architecture or bridge engineering or the Antirrio bridge or whatever, you can go directly to the next video. Tourism, you can go directly to the next video. We will do now the wrist training. If you participate in the wrist training, that is at your own risk. Legs good and stable, standing apart. Shoulder wide. We're having the arms next to us, hands on the fists, and we're bringing them down and up the spotlight. And one more time, down. And now we're doing the flashlight. Fists again, and then to the inside and to the outside. Now we're having 3 rules. The first rule is that we're stopping immediately as soon as there's pain. The second rule is that we're going only as fast as we can go with a little bit of effort. In the middle again, and now the magician, flat hands, and then to the inside, and to the outside. And the third rule is that we are not overdoing it. We just want to strengthen, not to exhaust. And the last time. And now the pancake flipper. Flat hands, and open them up, and down again. And we have quite a lot of exercises. If you want to take a break, do it at any moment. And now I'm not sure which one. Let's do the quadrangular castle architect. Both hands with fists out and bring them to the inside. Now up to the outside, down, and to the inside. Again down, to the outside, up, and to the inside. And the next exercise, Crab anxious to fever. If you want to take a break, you can skip this exercise. We have a lot more. Bring the fist down into flexion and press a bit against it. Pull a bit from the outside. And from the top. Press a bit. And a bit from the bottom. And on the other side, fist. And bring it down into flexion and press a bit against it. Now pull a bit from the outside. And press a bit forward. And to the next one, the crab in the morning, the T-Rex in the morning. Set hands out and bring them up and down. Again, up and down. And the last time up and down. There you go. And now the T-Rex in the gym. You can do it with a tennis ball or without one, then make a strong fist, or with a tennis ball, press onto the tennis ball. Release again and press again. Release and press again. Switch over and press again. Release and press again. Release and press the last time. Now we're doing the cautious big bang. Place the fingertips of one hand on top of the fingernails of the other hand, and we are opening slowly. Press a bit and close again. And the last time open. And close, and over the other side, open slowly. And close again. And open. And close. Now the field base is new Syntheos director. Both hands fists. Open the hands and close again. And last time opening. And you can skip the next exercise again. The frog testing the water temperature. Arms next to us and bring the hands down, flat fingers. And bring the hands up with strong fists. Again down. And up with strong fists. Again down with flat fingers. And up. And the last time down. And up. Next exercise, the Glasgow bridge. Both hands flat. And bend them at the knuckles. Open again. And bend them at the knuckles. Open again. And bend them at the knuckles. Now the claw, both hands flat, and make claws. Hold it in, open again. Again claws, hold it, open. And again claws, hold it. Open. You can skip the next exercise again. Both hands up, strong fists, bring them into flexion. And out, long arms, extended wrists, and flat fingers. Again in, strong fists, flexion. Out, extension, flat fingers. In, strong fists, flexion. And out, extension, flat fingers. And the last round, in, flexion, strong fists. Out, extension, flat fingers. And we're doing the ice X. Flat hand, bend it again at the knuckles and press on all four fingers. And open again. Other hand, bend it at the knuckles and press on all four. And open again. And the last exercise, the unfolding rocket boosters. Long arms, strong fists, and bring these fists to the inside. And now again to the outside, extended wrists and flat fingers. Inside, strong fists, flexion. Outside, extension, flat fingers. Inside, strong fists, flexion. Last round, outside extension, flat fingers. Ready here. Now relaxation exercise, we come with moderate pressure over the middle part of the lower arm. And now on the other side. And that was the wrist training. I thank you very much and